Just you and me, Ayad.
Just you and me, Paul.
You know, we had a guest. Speaking of guest stars, I had a guest star call me yesterday.
And?
Who's him?
Oh, there he is.
Who do you think it is?
Larry.
Yeah, Larry called yesterday.
Oh, gosh. Things never change around here.
Now, Larry was the star salesman. Many of you may have signed up with Larry way back in the LA County Fair.
Those of you that are still alive.
Well, boy, that was a long time ago. But, you know, he sounded really good. He's been writing blogs about cigars.
Aren't we all?
Isn't that true, though? It was so funny. He goes, you commented on my blog. I go, what comment? He goes, it's cigars. And you're talking about wine and cigars. I go, Ed. I go, Larry, nothing of the sort. I didn't even know you were on a blog.
It's like me, writing in the LA Times about.
Yeah, that's right.
You know.
This is the classic series for March 2013.
My birthday month.
The
Ides of March. Beware the Ides of March. Nobody told my mother.
Do you like candles in your Chinese food?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
So here's a classic debacle. In fact, you walk by a container on the way and there's another debacle.
That's
we'll
right.
talk about in a little bit.
What else is new?
But this, we tasted and loved the 2011 Pinot Grigio from Viamora. And what arrives is the 2012, and this is all from the Venezia, which is up above Venice. And I go, well, this is good.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I go, aren't we lucky? They screwed up, and we get the benefit of it. We get the fresher vintage, and isn't it nice?
It's really fresh, you know. I mean, you could just tell it's just so vibrant. Hell, these grapes were growing like 8 months ago, you know.
It still has a lot of depth, you know.
It's wonderful wine, and you know, there's a rumor about that 2012 was a very difficult year in Europe, all over Europe. That nobody had a good vintage, apparently. And this is the first 2012 I've tasted. It's delicious.
There's some wonderful leanness in it, but then just after the mid-palate, you got all these flavors coming.
Got great flavor, great fruit. Nice nose, too. You know, it's just
2012
really fresh.
Pinot Grigio. This is what I think Pinot Grigio should taste like, not oaked and mint. Not oaked.
Put oak in there, you should be shot.
Well, that's what they did. They charge you a fortune for this stuff. And here's a nice wine on the shelf, about $12.99. You can get more for $6.99.
Killer wine for $6.99. Wow. Of course, we did 2 Pinot Grigios in a row now. Last month, Sycamore Lane or Sycamore Creek, whatever we call it. I've had so many people taste that wine. I go, oh my God, this is good. This is so good.
And that's supposed to be the house pour.
I'm giving the 95 on this.
That's a 95
I love it. Absolutely love it.
Now, here is the wine that is out on the dock. Now, this is what makes me mad because we have to protect ourselves in our contracts. Fortunately, it came out all great. I'm going to rinse this glass so I'm dirty. This is from Argentina, or Chile.
Chile, yeah.
And it's Cabernet. And the boat landed here like 3 days ago. We just got the container from the dock, and the boat's been shaken up, and the wine's been moved around a lot, and you never know what's going to happen to it. And not only that, it wasn't palletized.
Oh.
So I have to hand unload this container, and what happens when it's palletized, the big problem is it could crush that bottom row if they stack it too high. So fortunately, no damage. And then you get this wonderful now Cabernet with this wow. It's all chili in the nose, isn't it? Isn't it that herbaceousness?
Well, you know, it is, but then once you get past it, it kind of lifts a little bit. You get almost a Bordeaux-like quality from it, you know? Like San Julian or this little cigar box or even Santamilion, you know?
I didn't catch that yesterday.
Well, that's why I'm here.
Well, that's great. The other reason, probably.
That's probably the only reason. And that's not a real good reason either.
So this is Chilean Cab. It's all chili. You're right, though. It's got that old world Bordeaux character in it.
But it's got more of the Bordeaux character in the mouth.
And now it's shaken up. It's going to really be a super wine when it settles.
Well,
literally just off the boat.
Yeah, but this is a 2011, so it probably could use a little shaking, you know? I think there are times when you could use a little shaking. Well, you know, you might get better. You never know.
That's probably what happened when I was a kid. My mom shook me.
That's, I think, was the problem. She
little
didn't.
brain.
Really. By the time she had you, she was so fed up with kids. She just, whatever, you know? Don't forget, I've known your mother a long time.
Well, if you had to raise my brother, you would have taken that on me,
Funny, he
too.
said that about you. Yeah. This is a phenomenal wine. This is really good.
94 for me.
I'm doing a 95 because I think this is really, this really tastes like Bordeaux. These are the kinds of wines I want to give to my wine geek buddies, you know, the guys with all the letters after their names. And they'll go, oh, it's San Julian. No, it's Pomerol. No, it's, no, it's Chile, you idiots.
Sorry. No, the only thing that would give that away is the nose in the beginning. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, as far as you're concerned. Mm-hmm. That is $18.99 on the shelf, and it's $8.99 for more.
Phenomenal.
That's unbelievable.
Now,
especially in the condition.
This is the Man, M-A-N.
Like, I was so excited to find a South African wine and find one of its sort of not indigenous grape, but one grape that they do really well with.
Chenin Blanc's, obviously, without question, their best grape.
And feature it in the classic series.
Well,
I mean, how lucky is that?
The real funny part about this is I finally get the information, and I get on the website, and Man Vineyards has a picture of 3 rather attractive women. And I'm going, well, as it turns out, M-A-N are the first letters of the 3 women whose husbands started the winery. 3 guys started the winery. And he named it after.
How do they get credit for it?
Well, because this is kind of funny. They named it Man after the first letter of the wife's 3 names, so that they'd have part interest in it, so that they would have an excuse as to where the guys are when they're making wine, because they're not home. But at least they're not with other women. See,
I've heard of electronic leashes. I've never heard of a vineyard leash.
Well, there you have it.
This is a great package too. It's sort of a South African thing. But I love the subtlety of this wine, but still, you know, it's Chenin Blanc. I really can't place it in France as far as its characters, because it really is South African. You know, it's good.
It's definitely South African. It's certainly not Vouvray, mainly because Vouvrays are a little sweeter most of the time. And this wine's just got that really lovely kind of almost melon, slightly hint of pineapple.
And the mid-palate's got some weight to it.
Yeah, it really does.
Really good. I was shocked because it came in. I'm like, all right, so you're going to sell this to me, and I can sell it for $6.99? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, because it's like a $15 wine, and
yeah, reordered $6.99 is killer.
And South African wines haven't been around. I mean, there haven't been that many coming in, like, at least to my office. We usually we get a good balance of everything. South Africa's been kind of short lately, so this is pretty good. Not short as you.
I'm loving it. $6.99 reorder price, unbelievable. I'm doing 94 on this.
Mm-hmm. I'll agree with that. That's good. Well, what a great lineup. Now this is one of 2 things that are happening this year already, and I love the story. And there's another
story.
One
they won't give you the story. What do you mean you love the story?
Well, first of all, I told the winery in Napa, I said, I love the way it looks. That beige cap came out great. She goes, that was your idea. I go, was? She goes, yeah. I go, oh, it looks really good.
Where'd you get a beige cab? You don't see that very often.
I know, it came out. But this is Chilean cab, but elevated in Napa. Elevated and bottled in Napa. So it comes over here in a bladder or a tanker. It gets put in barrels here in Napa Valley, gets aged, and then gets bottled under a domestic winery license. So, you know, I'm calling it a domestic wine right now.
Well, you know, it smells like Napa because I think it's got the trucks pass through the Napa soil.
Right, yeah.
And
if they went through Gilroy, it tastes like garlic, right?
Exactly.
So this is, I love the nose. It's a little richer than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's from a different valley, I think. This is Valley Central. That one's from Colchagua.
Wow. Really, really nice. There's, you know, you'd think that was that's awfully expensive to do that, to bring it over in a tank and bottle it here, as opposed to just bottling it over there and bring it over in bottles. But the fact is, they get a break on the taxes. Mm-hmm. The taxes are lower because it stimulates more labor being used here instead of in Chile. So if you've got the wherewithal to do that, it actually can work out for you. I mean, that's the only way we can get a bottle of wine like this that we can sell for $7.99.
I got a sample from another winery doing the same thing. So I was interested. We did it a long time ago. We did it with a Merlot from the Venezia through Santo in San Antonio. He brought in a bladder Merlot. It was Italian. And then we did one Argentinian wine like that. And then I haven't done it for probably 20 years. And then 2 in the same month I get these.
The problem is you got so many things that can go wrong.
But, well, that's true too.
You know, when you're dealing with bulk wine in a big container, one thing goes wrong, the whole container goes wrong. And when it's bottled, one bottle goes bad, the whole case doesn't go bad. So
that's right.
Anyway, I'm doing a 94 on this. I think this is just delicious.
I like 95. It's if you can find it at $15.99. I think we bought all that they bottled under this brand, and it's more for $7.99, and that's easily $15 on the shelf. Easily. It's a great package too, isn't it?
Yeah, really nice.
The Ark.
The Ark.
Of course, Noah landed his Ark on Mount Ararat in Armenia, and then he planted grapes. And of course, if you've ever tasted wine from Armenia, you wish he had never done that.
I wish you'd have planted different grapes. And that's our show for today, March 2013. That's really a nice lineup.